Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Nathan Lane has returned to Broadway alongside Christine Nielsen and Julie White in Taylor Mack's new play, Gary, a sequel to Titus Andronicus, directed by George C. Wolfe, and we caught up with them all here on opening night at the legendary Sardi's. Welcome back to Broadway with Gary. How does it feel?
Well, we're all a little tired, but it feels like an accomplishment. It's a brand new American play on Broadway, and we didn't go out of town, and we didn't go to London. We didn't try it out off Broadway. We just did it. So that's a gutsy move on the part of Scott Rudin, and so it feels it's a show that has really had a remarkable evolution over the preview period, and I can't think of a show that I've done that has had such a turnaround in terms of where we started and where we finished. So I feel great about it, and working with Christine Nielsen and Julie White, they're just two of the best theater actors in the world, and so that's been a really terrific experience as well.
And what attracted you to the play in general?
Well, it was partly because of my longtime relationship with Scott Rudin and his excitement about it, and I knowing a little bit about Taylor, but I hadn't seen any of his plays, and just the outrageous and provocative and hilarious nature of what he was trying to do, and it just seemed like, well, people like Scott and I and George have earned the right to, I think, at this point in our lives, to do something a little experimental, and also it's about giving someone else a chance. That's really what it's about. His is an original voice that should be heard, and it should be heard on Broadway.
I love this play so much. I love Taylor Mack. I think he's a genius. I've gotten to work with Nathan Lane, Julie White. What could be better?
It's so nice to have Taylor on Broadway. What is that like?
Unexpected and kind of wonderful. It's a surprise, and I think he deserves to be. I just think it's time. It's great. It's a new kind of thing. It brings a lot of young, wonderful people, and that is so moving to me. To see this new generation of people really respond and get what he's trying to say about the world and how crazy it is and how we got to fix it and the ways to fix it,
What do you love about the woman you play? Talk about your role.
Well, it's hard to love Janice. I've gotten to love her, but I think it's, what it is she's a survivor, but she's also, we're all, possibility is everywhere, hope is everywhere, and a clown teaches her that hope can be a savior, that if you lose yourself in this crazy world, and I don't mean just here in the United States, oh my God, England, who could live there? Everything is going crazy right now, and we all need to find ways to be good and help each other and the world and the planet, or we won't be here very long. And I think that's what Nathan's wonderful character teaches me, and that I learn it and I'm open to it before it's too late. Is a great story.
It was a real extraordinary experience. I wasn't doing this play until 5 days before I started doing the play. So to come in and, it's like being shot out of a cannon, but I had already read the play and loved it and done a deep dive into Taylor Mack's oeuvre and was just blown away. And I was like, what the hell is this doing on Broadway? But yeah, color me there. And if you need me, what does that Renee Zellweger character say in Cold Mountain? If you need help, here I am. So here I've shown up, and it's just been such a mitzvah. Christine and I have played sisters before in Vanya, Sonia, Masha, and Spike. But I've never worked with Nathan, and it is such a love fest. I love that guy, and he is so magic. he's a magical human being. I mean, who can do that? Who can do what he's doing? I can't imagine anyone else except for Taylor Mack, I guess, playing that role. But Nathan, it's just come and see it. Come and see it.
And just working with George C. Wolfe, I mean, thrown into the last minute, but that world
he didn't
too.
have that much time. Sorry, George couldn't say much to me. He didn't have time. I had to learn the lines and get out there and go. And I mean, then you have an audience right away, and it's like the audience tells you what's working and what's not, and what they understand, and when they've lost focus. And we did a lot of rehearsing in front of an audience.
I got one of the great casts of all of time in my play. So we're such a premiere play on Broadway, never having done it anywhere else, and you get that cast and this design team. It's a little hard to comprehend how extraordinary it is. Yeah.
When the company took their bow tonight, what were you thinking?
I was just like, thank God. It's been a long road, from needing from rehearsing everything and then re-rehearsing everything in front of the audience with a totally almost new cast. It's been a long road, so it's been an extraordinary adventure.
I always like to work on things that feel like they're invading Broadway, and sometimes I worked on things that belonged on Broadway, but most of the times I feel like I've always liked to work on something that's somehow slipping in there and getting in there, and people think shouldn't belong there, but then once it's there, they realize it does. So that's how I feel about it.
And working with Taylor Mack and moving him to Broadway, what that means to you?
No, it's just he's a wonderful, glorious American writer, and so his work should be done everywhere, including Broadway. Exactly.